code on the computer. Right, so this banking services is the part that we are going to do today. That I know this is a grade 11 part, right? I know that this is a grade 11 part, but this is the way that we are going to discuss. So grade 10 students also just understand this, right? So this is not going to be difficult, but this is going to be interesting. Therefore, the people who are in grade 10, right? The students who are in grade 10, just understand this, right? Just understand this. All right. So can you all see the screen also? Right? Can you all see the screen also? Okay, right? Right. So the banking services, right? Banking services. Okay. So what do you mean by the word banking services? So what is supporting services? First, we'll start from that and we'll fill the tute, right? So while we are discussing this, we'll go into the tute and we'll fill that. Right. So what do you mean by the word supporting services? Supporting services means the services which actually supports the businesses. Am I clear? So there are businesses which produce the goods and services and they are doing a business, right? They are doing an economic activity. But the infrastructure facilities, right? But the infrastructure facilities and the services related to the business, right? Services which are going to help the business can't invest into those. Am I clear? Therefore, on one side, the business must have the infrastructure facilities. On the other side, that it must need the supporting services. What are the supporting services, right? What are the supporting services we are discussing here? What are the supporting services? The banking services, insurance services, communication services, transportation services. But in this lesson, we are discussing only the commercial banks, right? We are discussing only about the banking services, and under that, what do you mean by the word commercial banks, right? So simply how we are going to define the word commercial bank, right? Simply we'll define the word commercial bank. Commercial banks mean the banks which provide the various banking services, right? The bank which provides the various banking services while managing the current accounts, right? While managing the current accounts. What do you mean by the word current accounts? We are discussing, right? There are three types of accounts: savings account, current account, right? Right. Okay. So what do you mean by the word current account? We are discussing, right? We'll discuss later. What do you mean by the word current account? We'll discuss later. What do you mean by the word current account, right? For now, write down, right? People who are having the tute and the people who don't have the tute, what you will have to do is, right? People who are not having the tute, later that you all can get a printout, but now write down this, right? But now write down this, write down. Commercial banks are the banks. Commercial banks are the banks that offer various banking services, right? Various banking services. For example, providing the loans and maintaining the accounts. Right? Banking services, right? That offers various banking services while managing the current accounts. While managing the current accounts, the word current account is important here. Right? The word current account is important here. I will explain why is that. Why is that, right? Any other banks don't actually maintain the current accounts, but here only commercial banks are maintaining the current accounts. Therefore, while managing the current accounts. And also later in A levels that you all will learn, for this commercial bank, we are giving the name called licensed commercial banks. What do you mean by licensed commercial? these banks must get a license from the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. What do you mean by central bank, right? There is a bank called CBSL, Central Bank, that is the main bank in Sri Lanka. Therefore, before these commercial banks are conducting their banking activities, right? Before these commercial banks are conducting the banking activities, these commercial banks supposed to get a, right? These commercial banks are supposed to get a license from the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Therefore, write down before the conduct of the commercial banks, a license can approval, a license has to be obtained from, right? A license has to be obtained from the, right, from the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Central Bank of Sri Lanka. That means, you know, there are so many commercial banks now in Sri Lanka. Commercial, the name commercial bank is there, Sampath Bank is there, People's Bank is there, Bank of Ceylon is there. All those are commercial banks. Did you all understand? Some of the people misunderstand this, right? Commercial bank means not that blue color commercial bank, right? Commercial banks mean any other banks. Commercial, Sampath, right? BOC, People's, NSB, all those are commercial banks only. Some of the people think that commercial bank are blue color only. Not only that blue color bank, right? Commercial banks mean all the banks except, right, other than our central bank. Central banks mean the main one, right, which is controlling the economy of our Sri Lanka. Central bank is the main one. But other than the central bank, right, but other than the central bank, there are some other banks also. That is what you call as commercial banks. Therefore, what are the commercial banks in Sri Lanka? What are the commercial banks? Sampath Bank, People Bank, BOC, NSB, all those are the commercial banks of Sri Lanka. Right, now put in the chat box, did you all understand this definition, right? Did you all understand up to this, right? Are you all 100% clear in this? Any questions? Right, if you are having any questions, just let me know, or else did you all understand this? Quickly put in the chat box, everyone. Right, very good, yes. Understood, excellent. Right, fantastic. Right. If you all are having any doubts, just let me know, right? So what are the two types of services? What are the two types of services in a commercial bank? There are two types of services in the commercial bank. One is related to your deposit, right? One is related to your deposit, that you are going and depositing an amount. For example, I will explain what are the types of deposits. You are going and starting a savings account, right? A current account, a fixed deposit. All those things on the comes under deposits only. Services related to electronic cash, e-cash, right? ATM cards are there, credit cards are there, debit cards are there. I will explain how those ATM cards, debit cards, credit cards are going to work. Okay, right? So what are the services related to deposits, right? So what are the services related to deposits? There are three deposits in Sri Lanka, right? There are three deposits. First, let me explain you what do you mean by the word savings deposit, right? What do you mean by the word savings deposit, right? Savings deposits, right? Savings deposits. Right. Savings deposits. Okay. Savings deposits. Right. For example, now that I am doing classes, right? That I am doing both history and commerce classes. So what I do is, for example, we'll say that I am doing a physical class, right? I am doing a physical class, right? I am doing a physical class. So this is me, that I'm doing a physical class, and the money that I get every day, right? Every month that I get some money, right? Every month the people pay me money. Therefore, this is me, and that I get some money. And all the money that I get, what do I do, right? I don't keep it in my hand, right? I don't keep it in my hand. So I go to the bank, right? I go to the bank. We'll say that I go to the Sampath Bank, right? I go to the Sampath Bank, and then I am starting a savings deposits account, right? I am starting a savings deposits account, right? Itiri kirima. We say itiri kirima, right? Semipu. In Tamil, we call it as semipu. In Sinhala, we call it as itiri kirima. I am starting a savings account, right? I am starting a savings account in the commercial, we'll say Sampath Bank, right? I go and start a savings deposits account, right? Savings account in the Sampath Bank, right? So we'll say that I have saved 100,000, right? So this month that I go and deposit 100,000. For this 100,000, one important thing is now I am depositing it here, but anytime, right? But anytime if I want, I can go and get my money back. Am I clear? Savings account means, right? I deposit my 100,000 here, right? I deposit my 100,000 here, and anytime if I want, I can get it back, right? I can use a debit card, right? They will issue a debit card, or else that I can go and fill my passbook and then I can get the money. Anyways, that I can withdraw. Did you understand the meaning? That I can go and withdraw. That's the difference. I can go and withdraw 20,000. So he'll say, now I have to give the tute for the people, right? I have to give for the tutes for the student. So I go and withdraw 20,000 rupees. So I am having only 80,000 left in my account. That is what you call as savings account, right? Savings account work like that. Savings account work like that. Did you all understand? Therefore, what is a savings account, right? In the savings account, what are the benefits that you are getting when it comes to a savings account? You go and save your money, right? You go and save your money. And also another important thing in this saving account is, right? One of the important thing is in this savings account is you will get an interest, right? Interest කියන්නේ මොකද්ද, right? You will get a interest for the amount that you are saving, right? We'll say that you are saving a very big amount. That is a good thing. Why is that? Because you will get an interest, right? For Muslims, it is haram. But the thing is, some of the people, Sinhalese mainly, non-Muslims, they are using this, right? So for example, we'll say I am keeping this 80,000 for 6 months. For that 6 months, I am getting an interest. For the balance which is there in my account, right? For the balance which is there in my account for a considerable time period, I am getting an interest. Did you all understand? For example, today it's May 19th. So yesterday we'll say that I have gone and deposit 100,000. But today I am withdrawing 20,000 in order to buy my tubes. Therefore, I am withdrawing 20,000. So now in balance, I have 80,000. For this 80,000, if I don't withdraw this and keep this for another 6 months, we will get an interest. There is a rate of that, right? There's an interest rate. Savings deposit. Am I clear? I am getting an interest. And also I am getting a security for money, right? ගෙදර තියාගත්තොත් sometimes, right? හොරු පනින්න පුළුවන්, right? හොරු පනින්න පුළුවන්. If you are keeping this at home, sometimes there can be issues, right? Robbery. So there are so many issues. But if you are keeping this in bank can't say, nah, right? Yesterday, one robbery took your money, right? How can I give the money? No, there is nothing like that. Bank has a responsibility to provide your money. Therefore, you are having the security for your money from anywhere that you can't get the security. You are getting the enough security for your money. Am I clear? And also the best part of this is you can deposit anytime. You can withdraw anytime. Right? If I get some more money, right? If I get some more money, I can go and deposit. And if now I want to withdraw, I can withdraw. Anytime deposit, anytime withdraw. That is the best part of it. Anytime that I can deposit, anytime that I can withdraw. Am I clear? And also, for example, now I'm in an emergency, right? I'm in an emergency. I can go to the bank and withdraw. If not, if I am having a debit card and all, I can withdraw. Am I clear? Most of the people are using that, right? Most of the people are using that only, right? The savings account, which is very much easy to use. Therefore, interest is used, and also there are some other things, right? Other benefits. You can use a debit card, and you can use that debit card even to withdraw money from ATM. You don't have to go for the bank, and you can withdraw the money, which is from the ATM. Therefore, did you all understand this savings account? Right? Did you all understand this savings account? Am I 100% clear? Any questions if you are having on this savings account? Yes, sir, understood. What about others, right? Did you all understand? Right? Understood. Right. Now that we are going to discuss the second type of account, which you call it as the, right, which we call it as the fixed, right, fixed deposits. Right. I'll explain how we are going to open this and all. Now we are going to discuss fixed deposits, right? We are going to discuss the fixed deposits. What are the advantages for the banks via savings account? Yes, that is a good question. How should Muslims save their money without interest? So that is why, Aisha, that we are having the Islamic banking system and all, right? So without interest, what we can do is, Aisha, we can invest our money to businesses, right? We can invest our money for businesses, various businesses that we can do on our own. That is the best way, right? Without getting the interest. So now Rain is asking a good question, but what is the advantage for the bank? Advantage for the bank is, so now they are getting this 100,000 urine, and they are investing this 100,000 into their businesses. These banks are not non-profit oriented. They are profit oriented. They have so many businesses all around the world also. They go and invest this 100,000. If you are saving it for 6 months, they are investing this 100,000 in a separate portfolio, in separate businesses. So they earn a good income. No? That is why they are providing a very small part as an interest. Did you understand, Urane? That is the way how the banks are being function. So do all banks have savings account? Yes, every bank, right? All the commercial banks are having the savings account. If you are, now we are how, right? What's your age now, right? What's your age now? 16. 15 you all can't open, no? You all can open, but you all won't get a debit card, I think. You all can open, but you all don't get a debit card. You all get a debit card once you are 18 or 19. I'm not sure, right? Anyway, there's something like that. Now I'm going to explain you something about fixed deposit. Fixed deposit. What do you mean by the word fixed deposits? Fixed deposits. Like fixed means what? It is fixed, right? If something is fixed, you can have a savings account now also, Hardika, but you can only put money into that. You can't withdraw because your age is just 15, 16. You can't withdraw. Later, once you are 18, you can go to the bank and then you can, what you can get later, a debit card. Have you all seen some of the people are having from grade 1 itself? Have you all seen a savings book like this? Right? Mal Kakulu, Sul Kakulu, there are something like that. Right? The youth, right? I have a people's and a Sampath account, right? In that they have mentioned it as youth. The passbook, have you all seen, right? Some of you all know from your small age that your mothers and fathers are saving for your future education, right? Some of the people are saving money for your future education. The people who have seen that, put in the chat box. From the small age that your right parents are saving for you, right? In a savings account, savings books they are having, right? They go to the bank with the money and they give the money and they put into your account. They are saving little by little, right? They are saving the money. Okay, ne? Fixed deposit. What do you mean by the word fixed? If something is fixed, you can't get it every time. Did you understand? For example, now we'll say that by classes, right? I have become rich. Right? We'll think like that. So now I have so much of money. I have so much of money. And what I do is, right? And what I do is, I go and open a fixed deposit account in Sampath Bank or commercial bank or Tanaka, right? I go and start a fixed deposit account. I am starting a fixed deposit for 1 year. That means it's like this. Fixed means that you can't get it every time. Therefore, for example, I am putting in my fixed account, I am depositing 500,000. But this 500,000, can I withdraw anytime? Put in the chat box. If it is fixed, can I withdraw anytime? Yes, Hafsa, I'm explaining, right? If it is fixed, right? That must be a connection issue. Hafsa, what you can do is, on your mic side, there's something called join using the audio, right? You have to click that. Okay, right. So tell me, if I am opening a fixed account, right? If I am opening a fixed account, right? Can I withdraw it anytime? මට ඕන වෙලාවට ගිහිල්ලා සල්ලි ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? Can I withdraw it anytime? No. Am I clear? For example, I am opening a fixed account, we'll say for only 1 year, right? 1 year fixed account. 1 year means how many months? 12 months. For these 12 months, I am getting a good interest. That means my interest, right? My interest is very much, way more larger. It's very much big, more than a saving deposit interest. Why is that? Because in a savings deposit, right? Because in a savings deposit, you deposit and withdraw every time, no? Right? You go and deposit. If you need, you withdraw. But in fixed deposits, you can't withdraw. There is nothing called withdrawing every time. Only after 1 year that you can withdraw. There is a particular period. For that period, the money will be there in the bank. The interest will accumulate, right? It will accumulate monthly, and you are going to get a big interest. And also the interest is much more larger. It's a big amount, more than the savings deposit. Therefore, most of the people are depositing in the fixed deposit. But if you have money, if you have enough money, only you can do this. If you don't have enough money, can you go and open a fixed deposit? Right? Kanna bonna tiyena salli okkoma, right? The money which you have to eat and drink, everything, if you go and deposit, right? You can't withdraw also anytime. Can you do like that? No. Fixed deposits are done only if you have enough money, if you are having only enough financial strength. And the interest is way more larger than the savings deposit interest. Am I clear? And also they are giving, if you are depositing in a fixed deposit, they are giving a nice certificate. That is what you call FD certificate. Right? Later that you all will learn these things. There's something called FD certificate, fixed deposit certificate, right? Fixed deposit certificate. And this fixed deposit certificate is really worth. Why is that? Because this fixed deposit certificate says, right, I am Abdullah Faslin, has gone and deposited this much amount, this much of money in this bank. Therefore, I can use this when I'm getting some loans. So I am using this fixed deposit certificate, and I can go for another bank and show this. Look at here. I have done a fixed deposit also, right? I have money anytime, right? I have 500,000 in my account. Therefore, look at here, BOC bank, give me some loan, right? Give me a housing loan. Therefore, by using this collateral, by using this as a collateral, right? By using this as a collateral, I can get loan from other banks. Did you understand how much valuable a fixed deposit, right? A fixed deposit book, an FD book, that is the value of this. Did you all understand? That is the way how this works, right? That is the way how this works. Therefore, this is the way fixed deposits you can deposit, but every time, every time when you need, you can't withdraw. There is a particular time period. Only after that you can nicely go and withdraw. Did you all understand this? Put in the chat box. Did you all understand the difference between savings and fixed? Did you all understand the difference between savings and fixed? So is it possible to withdraw money from FD in case of emergency? Yes, it's possible. Right? It's possible if you want to withdraw money from emergency, but there is a procedure. Every time when you need that, you can't just go and withdraw. Like our debit cards and all, they are not going to give for this FD. Right? For like debit cards and all, they are not going to give for the FD. That is the only difference. How we are going to open FD then? Yes, name is mentioned, Salman. Right? How you are going and opening FD? Right? First, they will give something called FD deposit. Right? FD deposit mandate. You have to fill that, right? FD deposit mandate. The form wage එකක් they are දෙනවා, right? They are giving that FD deposit mandate. You are going and filling that form, right? You are going and filling that form, FD deposit mandate. Then you are also Can we deposit fixed, right? Even if there is a no. Very good, Aisha. For example, you have deposited 500,000. No? Again, you can't go and add some amount of money to this. This is a fixed amount. That's why at the beginning that I told, this is a fixed amount. You can't go and add another 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, right? Every time when you are getting a small amount of money, you can't go and put into this, like our savings account. A fixed amount has to be deposited at a time. It can be withdrawn after a particular period. Am I clear, Aisha? Yes, Abdul, Mois, there are 6 months FDs also. FD deposit mandate that you have to fill, and also that you have to fill the something called deposit slip, right? You have to fill something called deposit slip, and there is something called know your customer. Yet you have to fill that also. Know your customer, KYC, right? KYC also that you have to fill, and there is something called tax declaration, right? Tax declaration form, tax declaration about your tax history, right? About your tax history. Yes, Hafsa, what's your question? And also at last, right, after you are filling that, you have to provide your national identity card, NIC, then, right? This is the way how we are opening the FD, right? The people who are having a savings account by now, put in the chat box. People who are having a savings account, put in the chat box. No, you don't want to write. I will give time. I will inform. Right? People who are having a savings account, put in the chat box. Okay, good. I'm having. I have great. Okay, well, people who are having a savings account from this stage, make sure that you save the money. Yes, Salma, at the discretion of the bank, those conditions can be changed. Right? There can be little bit of flexibility. Right. And the savings deposit, even to open a savings deposit, there is no much difference. Only one thing is being different here. What is that, right? Copy, paste. Right. Even in order to open a savings deposit, right, you must need these things, but only the thing which is changing is this, right? Only the thing which is changing is this. First, savings deposit mandate, right? Savings deposit mandate. With this, all the other things are same, right? Deposit slip, deposit slip. Then the third one, KYC. Fourth one, tax declaration, tax declaration. Fifth one, national identity card, national identity card. All those things are same, but only the thing which is changing there is that, like the thing only which is changing there is our savings deposit mandate. Am I clear? Mandate mean a form that they are giving. Okay, Hardika, right? A form that they are giving. Right. Now raise your hands, right? Raise your hands. Saving deposit, fixed deposits. Did you all understand the difference, right? Savings deposit, fixed deposit. Did you all? KYC mean know your customer. There are so many forms. No, out of that, only one is that. Right. Okay. Right. Excellent. Now we are going to discuss something called current account. Right. Now we are going to discuss something called current account. What do you mean by the word current account? Current account is mostly used by the businessman. Current account is mostly used by the businessman, right? If you are not a businessman, there is no use for you opening a current account, right? Current account කියලා කියන්නේ, that is mainly for the businessman. If you are businessman only, right? If you are businessman only. For example, now we'll say that I am now willing to open a current account. Now I am planning to open a current account. Right now, I am planning to open a current account. And the bank which I planning to open a current account is, we'll say BOC, Bank of Ceylon. Bank of Ceylon is the place where that I planning to open my current accounts. Bank of Ceylon. Bank of Ceylon. My current account, BOC. BOC is the bank which I am planning to open a current account. BOC bank. Okay. But the thing is, if I want to open an account in this BOC bank, current account, I have to find someone who already have a current account in this bank. That means now if I want to open a current account in this bank, I have to find someone who already has an account in this bank. That person must declare me. Right? That person has to declare me, then only that I can open a current account. Am I clear? That means, for example, we'll say my friend, right? We'll say my friend. Yesterday that you all had the math seminar, we'll say Asif, right? Asif is my friend. So now this Asif, he has a current account in this BOC bank. Now what Asif has to do is, Asif has to declare me, Asif has to introduce me to the bank. Am I clear? Therefore, what is the main condition if you want to open a current account? Right? Yes, Hadika. If you want to open a current account, the main thing is a person who is already having a current account. Now, Asif Amir, he is having a current account in BOC. He has to go and introduce me to the bank in order to open a current account for me. For we'll say that I have opened a current account and I have put 100,000 into the current account. Tell me, will I get an interest for this current account? The first thing of this current account is, right, the first feature of this current account is no interest, right? එහෙම interest එකක් හම්බෙන්නේ නැත. No interest. I won't be getting a single rupee as an interest. No interest will be provided. Then bank must have any other system. But anyways, we have to find someone. Declare mean introduce. Am I clear? No interest. The first thing is no interest. And the second thing is, the second important thing is, right, I have to pay a bank charge. What is the second important thing? No interest. I have to pay them a bank charge because they are providing me a service, right? I have to pay them a bank charge. They are not going to pay me any interest. That is the main difference in this current account. Am I clear? I will have to pay them a bank charge. They are not going to pay me an interest, right? They are not going to pay me an interest. I will have to pay a bank charge. Then, sir, then you will ask why then it is important to open a current account. There are so many importance. Now we are going to learn one by one. One importance of opening a current account is, you will get something called a check. We are learning what is a check, right? Check means, for example, today I have to pay 10,000 for Asif, right? I have to pay 10,000 for Asif. But today that I don't have money. But if I having some current account, if I having a current account, they will give me a checkbook. Only the people who are having a current account will get a checkbook. Other people don't get saving deposit, fixed deposits. You don't get a checkbook. Only if you are having a current account that you will get a checkbook. Am I clear? Therefore, from my checkbook, I can write, I am paying this much to Asif, right? I am paying 10,000 to Asif. I can write a check and give it to Asif. And we'll say on 25th, I'm getting some money. Then to the bank, then I put the money. Asif will get it from the bank. That is what you call check, a way how you delay your payments. Did you all understand? Only for the current account holders that you will get the check. Others don't get the check. Am I clear? Therefore, checks are issued only for the current account holders. And there is something called standing order facility. Standing order facility. For example, we'll say that I have to pay my electricity bill. I have to pay my electricity bill on 25th. And I have to pay my telephone bill, right? Phone bill, Wi-Fi bill on 20th. And I have to pay my, we'll say, Wi-Fi bill on 19th. So these things that I can't do separately, right? For my businesses and all, I can't do separately every time on 25th, right? I can't pay money, right? I have so many things. I am busy with my work. Therefore, I give a order to the bank, right? I give a order to the bank. I give a order to the bank, asking the bank, from my account, pay these things, right? Electricity bill, pay it on 25th. Phone bill, pay it on 20th. Wi-Fi bill, pay it on 19th. I am giving an order to the bank. I am giving a standing order. Therefore, bank will automatically deduct my amount, right? Money from my account and send it to the electricity, pay electricity, right? Bank will reduce that amount from the current account and pay my phone bill. Therefore, automatically that will happen to me. That is a service provided by the commercial bank to the me, right? Commercial bank to me in order to make my businesses easier, in order to make my businesses easier. What is the third one? I am getting something called bank overdraft facility. Bank overdraft facility, bank OD. What do you mean by bank OD? Now, I have to pay 5,000 to Asif. I have to pay 5,000 to Asif. I have to pay 5,000 to Asif. And I am writing a check to Asif, right? I am writing a check to Asif telling that on 20th, you will get the money, right? On 20th, you can go to the bank and you can get the money. Therefore, early morning, Asif also on 20th, he is going to the bank and he's giving the check and asking the bank to pay him the money, right? Pay him the money. But the bank is telling Asif, Abdullah's account, right? In Abdullah's account, right? He has only 1,000 rupees. He has only 1,000 rupees. Right? එයා 5000ක් කියලා කිව්වට he has only 1,000 rupees. So what to do? How much the bank needs more, right? To pay Asif. How much the bank needs more? තව කීයක් ඕනේද? Right? How much the bank needs more in order to pay Asif? How much more? Right? Right? How much more the bank needs? Put in the chat box. 5,000 that I have written a check, but I'm having only 1,000 in my account. Therefore, how much that I need, right? How much the bank wants to pay us if 4,000, right? The bank wants another 4,000, but I don't have that 4,000. Then quickly bank gives me a call and asks me, sir, right? Asif has come, like this person has come, gave us a 5,000 rupees check, but in your account only 1,000 is there, but 4,000 is not there. What shall we do? Then I give an order to the bank telling that, dear bank, I am having a current account. I have the bank overdraft facility. Please pay that 4,000, right? On 22nd, I will put that money to the bank. I will repay that money to the bank with a small interest. I will repay to the bank. Therefore, on 20th, the bank is paying Asif that 4,000 also using my bank OD facility. But we'll say on 22nd, I have to pay another small interest and the 4,000 rupees. We'll say 4,200. That is what you call bank OD. Savings account එකේ මේව කරන්න බෑ, right? If you are having only 1,000, they will give you only 1,000. You can't get a OD facility. But in a current account, you can delay your payments. You can get this facility. Put in the chat box if you all understand. Everyone, all the 19 students, put in the chat box. Very good, excellent. Supiri. Hari. And there is something called bank statement, right? There is something called bank statement. What do you mean by the word bank statement, right? Bank statement. The word bank statements mean, yes, Aisha, you can deposit money anytime. Bank statement means every month you are getting a statement. Sometimes it can be electronic statement. They can send it to your Gmail, right? According to the way, right? Sometimes it can be a printed one. In that bank statement, it tells you how much of money that you got, how much of money that you paid, everything. Am I clear? And the fifth one is, collect remittances. Collect remittances. What do you mean by the word collect the remittances? Collect the remittances mean, for example, you have invested. Bank statement means, Abdul Muiz, at the end of the month, you are getting a statement, right? You are getting a statement. How much of money that you have got from debtors, how much of money you have paid for the creditors. Now, how much of money which is there left in your account. Just a statement, a summary, right? Yeah, we can say it as a summary. Did you understand, Abdul Muiz? Right? A summary. Okay, no? Right. Collect remittances mean, for example, you have invested some money in Sampath Bank. You have put a fixed deposit. You are getting an interest for that fixed deposit. No, it automatically comes into your current account. Collect the remittances, right? And your dad works. Right? We'll say, you are getting some money from the debtors. That debtors money you will get directly into your current account, like that. Am I clear? Therefore, what are some of the things? Checks are there. You can write a check and you can delay your payment. There is something called standing order facility. Standing order means on these respective dates, the bank will automatically pay those bills. There is something called bank OD. I explained you what is bank OD. I'm writing a 5,000 rupees check to Asif, and also Asif going to the bank on 20th. But the bank is telling us if only 1,000 rupees is there in the account, no 5,000, then quickly the bank will give a call, sir, right? Asif has come and only 1,000 is there. What shall we do? Then I give a order to them. Okay, I'm having my OD facility. Quickly give that 4,000 from the OD. I will pay in another 2 days on 22nd. I'm paying with a small interest. That is what you call OD. Bank statement means that you are getting a summary. Collect remittances mean you are collecting the remittances from the external parties. Savings, fixed, current. Did you all understand this 100% well? Did you all understand this 100% well? Any questions from savings, fixed, current? Understanding is the important. Later that you can write anything in your tutor, right? Fifth one, collect the remittances, Aisha. That means you are getting some money. Okay, Hadika, you are getting some money from the debtors. No, you are directly getting it to your current account. Am I clear? For example, you have gone and invested some money in a fixed deposit and you have to get 20,000 every month for that. You are getting it to your current account. Collecting remittances, simply that you are collecting your incomes. You are collecting your remittances to your current account. Am I clear? Mainly this is used by the businessman. Right. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Right. Excellent. Therefore, how we are opening a current account? Ma'am, muling kiwa, right? Asif is having a current account. I don't have a current account. Right? I use Asif, right? He actually introduces me to the bank. And also I have to fill the current account mandate, deposit slip, KYC, declaration, NIC, all are same. All are same. Am I clear? Right. So in the tute, right? In the tute, I have given these 3 blanks. You can write what is a current account, what is a fixed deposit, right? And what is a savings account, right? You can write down that and you can write down the steps. Now we are going to move to the check. What do you mean by the word check, right? First, tell me how many of you have seen a check, right? How many of you have seen a check, right? If your fathers, they are doing businesses that you know, right? Mainly they are using this check. Means I do sign check. Okay, Lena is telling that she signs check, right? That means your parents, are they doing any businesses? Right. Right. Okay, fine. What is a check? A check is a written order given by the current account holder. Now remember that story. I am paying to Asif. Therefore, I am the current account holder. I am the drawer. Who is the drawer? Drawer means the person who writes the check. Drawer means the person who signs the check. Therefore, a check is a written order given by the drawer. I am the one who is having that current account, right? Abdul. To pay a certain amount to the payee. Who is the payee in our story? Asif is the payee in our story. He is the individual. I want to pay him. Therefore, he is the one who is going to receive that money. He is the payee. Mentioned in the check to the bank. I am giving an order to the bank. Bank is the drawee. Understand these two words, right? Drawer means the person who is writing the current account, right? Drawer is the person who is writing the current account. Drawee is the bank. D-R-A-W-E-E. I am explaining word by word to make sure that you will understand. Drawer means the, right? Drawer means the person. Drawer means the person. Drawee means the bank. Drawer means the person writing the check. Drawee means the bank. Am I clear? What is the simple story? I am writing a check for a person and the bank is the one who is giving the money. Right? This is a current account, right? So look at here. Pay N kodituakku. N kodituakku is the payee here. N kodituakku is the payee. He is the one who is getting the money. Yeah, I'll show you now. N kodituakku is the person who is getting the money. N kodituakku is the payee. Then how much of money? 100,000 only. 100,000 only. Then I have to write it here. And if you are the person who is signing the check, right? So I am paying to kodituakku, and here that I am signing my check. I am the owner of this check, right? I am the owner. I am the drawee of this check. I am signing. Did you understand? And here in this check, there is a number, right? There is a code like this. There is a number code like this. What is that code? This is check number. This is check number. 7135 is the bank number. 306 is the branch number. For example, 7335 will say BOC Bank. 3061 is the BOC Bank Maharagama branch. BOC Bank Maharagama branch. And the 053, this number is your account number. Did you understand? Therefore, what is the order? Check number, bank number, branch number, account number. Check number, bank number, branch number, account number. Right? Quickly remember the check number, bank number, branch number, account number. Check number, bank number, branch. So after bank only branch. After bank only branch. What are the things you have to consider? What are the things that you have to consider? Right? What are the things you have to consider? Right? We'll list down here. Everything is there. I will explain later after the class. Write it. Right? Write the important things. Right? What are the things that you have to consider before writing the check? Writing the date accurately. You have to write the correct date. Am I clear? And also write down the name of the payee. Who is the payee? Tell me. Payee is the person who is supposed to receive the money. Payee is the person who is supposed to receive the money. Writing the value accurately, both figures and letters. Look at here. Here, you have to write the amount in the words. And you have to write this in numbers. Therefore, there has to be no difference. Same thing that you have to write. Method 100,000 you write. Here you put 2 and 6 zeros. Sorry, 5 zeros. Will you get the money? Will that payee get the money? No. Am I clear? Therefore, there has to be, both of these has to be similar and both of these has to be accurate also. Signing the check accurately by the drawer. If there are any corrections to be made, right, those should be written clearly by the full signature. For example, we'll say, right, I have to pay for kodituakku, but I have written as Asif, right? I have written as Asif. So, kodituakku to then known. I write it like madituakku, right? Similar name, no madituakku. My another friend is there. Now only that I remember, no, me madituakku to name then kodituakku. Then what I do? I cut this madituakku, right? By using my blue color pen, I cut down this madituakku. Near the madituakku, I put my sign again, right? I put my sign. Why is that? Because to show that this is done by me. And I write the correct name, N kodituakku. Did you understand? That is what with the maximum corrections. There is nothing like that, sir. Writing the relevant information on the check counterfoil. Check counterfoil mean in the checkbook here there is a part you have to write all the informations there also. You are giving only this part. You are tearing off this part and giving it. So this part, the counterfoil that you can keep for your later reference. You can keep for your later reference. People who have seen the check, there is something called checkbook. Counterfoil that you keep and you can give the rest of the check. Not writing anything on the magnetic incorrection recognition space, right? Metana mukut liyanne natha, right? Metana that you don't write. Here they have given, please do not write in this lane. Here that you are not writing anything. Under part. Crossing appropriately. I will explain what is crossing. Right. Crossing a check. What do you mean by crossing a check? Crossing a check means drawing two parallel lines on the check, right? Drawing two parallel lines on the check here. Drawing two parallel lines on the check. Actually, if there is no parallel lines, you get a check from your friend and there is no parallel line here, then you can go and get your money. You can go and encash your money from the bank counter. You don't have to go for the bank. Am I clear? So bank counter is there. No? You can go there and you can actually get the money. And there these days there is something in the ATM machines also. Near to the ATM machines there is something called digital checks also. That's a separate story. But anyways, you can get this money from the bank counter. Right? Bank counter you have seen, right? In the bank, counter 1, counter 2, counter 3 කියලා. You can go there and if your check doesn't have these parallel lines, you can go and encash from your counter. But if your check is having these parallel lines, you have to prove your identity. For example, you have to show your national identity card and the bank will actually check, is this the right person? Am I clear? If your check is having these parallel lines, so look at here, account payee only. If your check is having this parallel line, bank will identify. Bank has a responsibility to identify your identity, whether this is the correct person. So, kodituwakku is there, no? Bank will check your identity. Kodituwakku hari, give the money. But if the check is not having these two parallel lines, right? This is what you call crossing. If the check is not having the crossing, you can go and just encash from the counter. Therefore, tell me, crossing gives security or not? By crossing a check, it gives security or not? Yes or not? Put in the chat box. By crossing a check, will it give a security to the check or not? Yes, right? By crossing a check, it gives you the security. It gives you the security. For example, I am writing a check to Kodituakku, right? And if in the check, if the crossing is not there, someone can steal from Kodituakku and go to the bank. But if the crossing is there, security is there. You can cross it somewhere over here or metanat puluwan, right? Anywhere that you can cross. Here you have space, you have to cross over here. On the top only, on the top mean like in this part. There is something called general crossing. What is general crossing? General crossing mean between two parallel lines, a name of the bank is not mentioned. What is general crossing? Understand, in the general crossing, the name of the bank is not mentioned, right? The name of the bank is not mentioned. Now you know the answer for the special crossing. If in the general crossing, the name of the bank is not there, in the special crossing, give me 1 minute, guys. Right. Okay. Coming into this, what is a general crossing? General crossing mean a crossing only that you are providing the security. But in these parallel lines, there is nothing a name of the bank. Am I clear? In these parallel lines, the name of the bank is not mentioned. Special crossing means, right? Special crossing means the name of the commercial bank is mentioned. The name of the commercial bank is mentioned. That is what you call as special crossing. Actually, the thing is, in the O-level syllabus, there is nothing to learn it deeply, right? Everything that we are going to learn it deeply if you are doing commerce for A-levels. Am I clear? Right. Endorsing a check. What do you mean by endorsing a check? Right. Okay. For example, it works like this. Right. We'll say that I am doing a business with, right? I am doing a business with Ranil Wickramasinghe. Right? A big personality that I'm doing a business. If you ask, is that who do business? No. Right? I am doing a very ethical business with Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe. I am doing a very ethical business with Ranil Wickramasinghe. Right. So this is me. And according to my business, a transaction that I have to pay him 4 million. Right? I have to pay him 4 million. I have to pay our Ranil Wickramasinghe 4 million. Therefore, what I do is, I write a check, right? I write a check. And who is the payee? Put in the chat box. If I want to write a check, if I want to pay the money for Ranil Wickramasinghe, who is the payee? According to my story, who is the payee? Right? Who is the payee? Put in the chat box. Who is the payee? Right? You have to communicate with me. Very good. Who is the payee? Anna right. Ranil Wickramasinghe is the payee. Right? Ranil Wickramasinghe is the payee. Right. Okay. So a small thing, my commerce classes, right? Some of the people are asking me about the timetable. I will give it shortly. My commerce classes are on Thursdays, right? Classes are on Thursdays. Grade 10 classes are there from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right? 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We are doing the grade 10 class. And grade 11 class is just after that, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is commerce classes. Am I clear? Thursdays that we are having our commerce classes, and after the payment, the first lesson tute will be posted. Already I posted for the people who paid, and for the people who are joining new, that I'll be posting it. You will get it before Thursdays. Am I clear? On Thursday only that we are doing the class. This is the timetable for commerce. Am I clear? The history timetable, right? The history timetable, the history grade 11 classes are on Friday. Grade 11 classes are on Friday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is history. Right? History classes are there. Friday, grade 11, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And on Sundays, right? On Sundays, grade 10 class is there. That means today at 7:30, right? Today 7:38. That means today from 7:30 to 9:30 that we are having our history class for grade 10. Am I clear? Therefore, if any one of you are willing to join, just drop me a message to my number or to the admin's number. All the details will be provided, and you can join for the classes from this month. Am I clear? Right. So that is a small thing because most of the people asked me Thursdays we are doing commerce. Right, Rashida, in commerce. For history grade 10, currently we are doing the grade 10 chapter number 4. And for all the people who join new, for example, we'll say you are joining today. You are joining today for this grade 10 class. And now we are doing the chapter number 4, right? Chapter number 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, recordings and the tutes will be provided for you. Am I clear? Because you are a bit late. Grade 10 classes or 11 classes, you have to start from January. Since you are late, grade 10, chapter number 1, chapter number 2, chapter number 3 recordings will be provided. And from chapter number 4, you can continue in the class. And we are doing the mock papers also, right? How many of you all have seen my predictions and all, right? You all have joined my groups from the all the edu guides groups and all, right? Therefore, how many of you all saw my predictions, the O-level prediction and all, the paper which I predicted? Most of the questions that I predicted came into your paper, right? Most of the people who were there in my classes, they knew. Am I clear? Therefore, for history, Friday, grade 11, Sunday, grade 10, and for commerce, Thursday, 6 to 8, grade 10, 8 to 10, grade 11. Am I clear? For history, that is the plan, Rashida. Did you understand? Right. I'll erase this. If anyone wants to get the detail, you can get it from my end. Okay. So if you won't join from this month, join before you are late, because for the 2023 O level, I did a final seminar, and for final seminar, more than 200 students were there. Out of them, most of the people were the ones who actually joined, the ones who actually join for the classes, right? They are late. Most of the people, when they are joining for the classes, they are late. Therefore, if you want to join for the classes, make sure that you join from the beginning properly, right? You join to the classes from the beginning properly. Am I clear? Any classes, right? Not only my classes, any classes, right? If you are willing to join, that you join from the beginning. Once it's late, joining the classes, right, won't give the best result. Am I clear? Therefore, in history, most of the people who joined for my mock paper class, they got a good use of it, right? My mock papers and all. And most of the people at the last moment wrote the recordings, right? They bought the recordings and did the work, because I can't help, I can't do from the beginning again, right? So it's really difficult. Therefore, now if you all want to join the classes, join from now itself. You all can join from the May month, and all the details you can get from my number or the admin's number. Am I clear? That is the timetable. Hurry. Coming back into this, payee is Ranil Wickramasinghe. Now the Ranil Wickramasinghe is getting my 4 million. Ranil Wickramasinghe is getting my 4 million. Ranil Wickramasinghe is getting my 4 million. And Ranil Wickramasinghe is getting that 4 million, not 1 or 2 rupees, right? 4 million. Ranil Wickramasinghe. Ranil Wickramasinghe. 4 million. And now this Ranil Wickramasinghe, right, Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, he has another thing. He has another deal with the Mahinda Rajapaksa. He has to pay another 4 million to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Now Ranil Wickramasinghe got a check from me, right? Ranil Wickramasinghe got a check from me. Now Ranil Wickramasinghe wants to pay that amount, 4 million, to Mahinda Rajapaksa. This is our Ranil Wickramasinghe. This is our MR, Mahinda Rajapaksa. So what can this Ranil Wickramasinghe do? Ranil Wickramasinghe can give this check to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Ranil Wickramasinghe can hand over this check to Mahinda Rajapaksa. But one option, before handing over the check, Ranil Wickramasinghe has to endorse the check. He has to endorse the check. What do you mean by the word endorsing the check? Endorsing means Ranil Wickramasinghe must take this check. He has to turn the reverse side of this check. That means the back part, right? He has to turn the reverse side of the check and write down the payee's names once again. That means he has to write Ranil Wickramasinghe. That is what you call as endorsing. Writing the payee's name, writing the same payee's name behind the check if you want to transfer it to the third party. Did you all understand this story? I'll explain this once again. I am giving a 4 million check to Ranil Wickramasinghe. Now Ranil Wickramasinghe wants to pay 4 million to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Therefore, Ranil Wickramasinghe has to do the endorsement. What is endorsing? He has to turn the check to the reverse side, the back part of the check, and write the payee's name as same as this, right? Write the payee's name, and Ranil Wickramasinghe has to give it to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Then only he can give. This is what you call as endorsing. This is what you call as endorsing. Writing the payee's name on the reverse part of the check, right? Writing the payee's name on the reverse part of the check. Therefore, endorsing a check means writing the name of the payee as mentioned on the face of the check. For example, Kodituwakku is here, no? Sarath Sirimanna. Sarath Sirimanna. If Sarath Sirimanna wants to pay for right, Kumara Patirana, if Sarath Sirimanna wants to pay for Kumara Patirana, Sarath Sirimanna has to turn this check, right, reverse part of this check, and Sarath Sirimanna has to write, okay, his name Sarath Sirimanna, and he can give it to the Kumara Patirana. That is what you call as endorsement. Therefore, read this. Endorsing a check means, right? Endorsing a check means writing the name of the payee as mentioned on the face of the check at the back of it. That means the reverse part. By the handwriting of the payee himself. If you want to transfer the check to another person, if you want to transfer the check to the another person, that you has to, right? That you have to endorse it and you have to send it. Am I clear? You have to send it. That is what you call as endorsing, right? That is what you call as endorsing a check. That is what you call as endorsing a check. Therefore, what is endorsing? Endorsing means writing the name of the payee, right here. Right, if I show it to you here, writing the name of the payee, but in the reverse part, on the reverse side of it, and give it to the another person, right? Which is Mahinda Rajapaksa. Should you all understand this? Put in the chat box. Did you all understand this 100% clearly? Lena, do I have to show you this? Right, okay. Get a screenshot. Right. Okay, right. Now we are going to learn something called electronic cash. Today in the world, the electronic cash has been spread everywhere, and it is a really famous way as well as one of the easiest way to do the transactions. Am I clear? One of the easiest way to do the transactions today. Running a shop without electronic cash systems is really difficult. You go for a shop where you can pay using a card. Am I clear? You go for a shop where you go and use a card. That is really easy because most of the people don't keep money in your hand, right? So even if you see your parents, most of the people are doing transactions from the cards, electronic cash. Am I clear? Therefore, today in the world, electronic cash is really famous. And also, if you are using the electronic cash, you can get more and more discounts also, right? Have you seen in Pick Me and all, if you are using Sampath Bank card, this much of offer? Not only Pick Me, how many of you all have seen? Everywhere, for the cards they are giving offer. If you are using Sampath Bank, 15%, BOC Bank, 20%. Like that, have you all seen? Therefore, today in the world, this electronic cash is really important. And also it is really useful when it comes to the, yeah, in KFC and all, there are options like that. In electronic cash, there are, yes, in electronic cash, there are three types. What are those types, right? I'll explain. One is, there are two, mainly two. ATM cards are not in use today, actually. There are two types. One is, now, I am here and I don't have a bank account. I don't have a bank account. But from the Sampath Bank, I am getting a credit limit. I am getting a credit card. That means like this, right? So this is me. This is me. And this is our Sampath Bank, right? This is our Sampath Bank. This is how the credit card is working. This is how the, I'm drawing these things, right? Then only that you will understand clearly, right? Everything will be pictured. What is a credit card? Now I am getting a credit card from Sampath Bank means Sampath Bank is giving me a card, right? Sampath Bank is giving me a card. There are credit card associations and therefore there are cards like Visa. What are the other options, right? Visa, Amex. What are the other things? Have you all seen those things, right? Visa, Amex is there, Master, American Express. Have you all seen those? Anna, right? Visa, Amex, right? I have two cards. All of those are Visa cards, right? Master. These are credit card associations. You are getting a card. You are getting a card to your hand. And credit cards mean you don't have an account also in the Sampath Bank, but they are giving you a credit card. And the credit card is, we'll say you have a limit of 200,000. That means you can use this credit card and you can spend up to 200,000. No problem. You can spend up to 200,000. You don't have money also. But the Sampath Bank is giving you a limit. For a month, you can spend 200,000 using this credit card. You go for shopping, you buy new clothes, you buy, right, KFC, McDonald's is not there these days, no Domino's and everything you buy. And that 200,000 within a particular time period. For example, we'll say within 35 days, some of the banks there are 35, some of the banks 40, like that there are conditions. Within 35 days, you have to pay back, you have to settle that amount. Card තියනවා කියලා you can't spend, right? Every time you have to pay also. Yes, you can. It is possible to withdraw from ATM also. Therefore, 200,000 you have to use it. You can use it for the month of May, but within a particular time period. We'll say within 35 days you have to pay it. If you don't pay, what will happen? You will get a very good punishment. What is the punishment? You have to pay an interest. Now you don't have money, right? You are buying clothes, you are, right, eating everywhere, you are going for powerful restaurants, right? VIP level that you are living, month of May. But the month of June that you don't have money to pay back. And then what happens? For this 200,000, a punishment will get added. What is the punishment? Punishment is the interest. For this 200,000, a punishment called interest will get added. Interest. Interest is also like 30-40%, half of this. For 200,000, you have to pay another 60,000 interest. Did you understand? This credit card is good only if you have some money and if you are financially disciplined. There are some people who are not financially disciplined, right? Since they think like I have the money and all, and they keep on spending. That one will happen. Then what will happen? If you are not financially disciplined, right? If you are not financially disciplined, don't get this card. You will become a debtor, right? You will become a debtor for the bank, right? Only if you are having this financial discipline that you can get this card. Am I clear? So once for example, the thing is like this in Sri Lanka, for example, now I am having a account in Sampath Bank, right? So with the class thing and all that, a certain amount of money is being transacted, right? A very good amount of money is being transacted in my bank, right? People deposit to my account because I do online classes. Therefore, people deposit to my account and the transaction is really good. Therefore, what will happen is, I got a call from Sampath Bank and they are asking me, right? If I want to get a credit card also, they will call, right? If your bank transaction all is really good, right? They will monitor it for a considerable time period. They will monitor and they will ask, right? Sir, we can give a credit limit like this, I think 100 or 150, right? We can give a credit limit like this, right? Are you willing to get this? And they give so many advantages also. Say, you will get this, you will get this discounts, right? And you will get this and that. But I know the thing, if I get, sometimes if I won't be able to pay, then what will happen? Then there is a problem. Am I clear? But if I'm sure that I can pay at the end of the month within that time, no problem. But the thing is, more than a credit card, I call debit card is the best thing. What is the debit card then? What is the debit card then? In Sri Lanka, people are not having the discipline to use a credit card. Therefore, better to use a debit card. Debit card can be what is a debit card? Debit card means You are having that account, right? You are having that account. You are having that account in a bank, savings account, current account. You are having that account in your bank, no? For that money that you are getting a card. Did you understand? You say, I'm having a debit card, right? You are having an account in BOC, right? You are having an account in BOC bank. And you are having only, right? You are having only 250,000. 250,000 is there. You can spend this 250,000 by using a card. But can you spend 300,000? No, that card is there only for your money. You go and give it to the shopkeeper, right? Shopkeeper put into his point of terminal, we call it as a machine is there, white color machine. They put your card inside, and then from my account, the balance will reduce and it will go to the person who's selling, right? The merchant's account. That is how the debit cards work. Therefore, credit card is a way how you are getting a loan, a body loan that you are getting. But debit card means for the money which is there in your account, you are getting a card. You can spend only that money. You can't spend more than that. Am I clear? You can't spend more than that. That is what you call debit card. Debit card also provided by the associations like Visa, Amex, and Master. Did you understand? American Express is also there. Therefore, that is the way credit card and debit card differs. Debit card means the amount which is there in your account you can use. Credit card means you are getting a credit limit. Did you all understand this 100%? There are advantages, disadvantages. What is the disadvantage of credit account, credit card? You can become a debtor. Therefore, most of the people don't like to get a credit card. No. For the debit card, you don't have to pay the money back. No, you are spending the money which is there in your account only. If you don't have money in your account, you can't spend. Here, you are getting a credit, short credit. What about others? Everyone put in the chat box. So you all understand this. Yes. Okay, very good. Right, going into this. These are the credit cards. Debit cards mean this. There is something called ATM cards, but now actually ATM card is not there. That means in order to, for the savings account, you are getting a money. The main purpose is of that is withdrawing money, withdrawal of money. Am I clear? But today this ATM card is not there because the thing is that credit card, debit card is there. No? Therefore, you don't have to have a separate card to withdraw money only. Am I clear? You can put this into your ATM and you can get the money. And sometimes you can transfer the money, and sometimes you can put this card and check how much that you are having in your balance, right, account. So that is what you call as ATM. But today, remember, that is not in use. A debit card, credit card, the people are not using this. What are the importance of electronic cash? We'll understand the importance. Instantaneity. That means if you want, you can use it quickly, right? You don't have to go for the bank and withdraw the money and pay me the class fees. If you are having the online banking thing and all, you can pay me easily. Did you understand? That is the way how this electronic cash help the people. You don't have to go for the shop with a very huge amount of money. Easily you can give your credit card or debit card. And also it is safe also. For example, we'll say, right, you have taken this card to Apico Super Center, right? And at once one person is stealing your card and he is running away. What you can do? Quickly, you can give a call to the bank and you can ask your bank to stop the payments, right? Stop your account, stop your card function. Did you understand? But if he's stealing your money, can you do something like that? No. Therefore, safety is there. Here, minimizing the risk. The risk of losing the cash while carrying. If you are carrying the money, sometimes it can lose, right? You don't have security. Recording information easily. That means electronic means everything that is recorded, right, in your system. Ability to transact at any time, right? Banku ahanne tunata, right? It closes at 3. But if you are having electronic options, what you can do? You can also transact at midnight even, right? At 12, 1, 2, 3. That you can do the transaction. You can do transactions at any time, right? Which is easier for you. Therefore, what are the importance that you have to write? instantaneity, minimizing the risk, recording information, ability to transact at any time of the day. These are some of the good things. These are some of the positive side of this electronic cash. Am I clear? Good side of this electronic cash. Limitation. What are the limitations? So everything there is a good side and a bad side. Of everything there are advantages and disadvantages. Now we'll understand what are the disadvantages. Risk of the data being destroyed. Yes, sometimes it can happen, right? There are some people who are students who are paying me the amount, and that amount is also credited in my account. But the thing is, they don't have the receipt. They are doing the online transaction. Sometimes due to a body storage problem, a technical problem, connection issue, they don't get that PDF receipt. Then they call me and tell, sir, at this time only that I with the money, therefore please check it, and all that I know anyways that they are depositing it, therefore I am approving it. Am I clear? Therefore sometimes your data can be destroyed, you are not 100% sure. But if you are going to the bank and if you are depositing it, if you are physically going to the bank and depositing it, you will get a record. No, anyways you will get a record from the bank. Therefore that in the physical thing, risk of data being destroyed is not there. But when it comes to this electronic cash items, right, the risk of data being destroyed. And also sometimes there can be problems also. For example, risk of being exposed to new types of electronic frauds. Best thing is, right, when I was like doing O-levels, I opened the AliExpress account, right? I opened the AliExpress an account. AliExpress, you know, AliExpress, like Daras from China. Then I in my bank account, in my father's account only that I used, I for that separately, I put around 7,000 for that. And I bought some aquarium items. Harinam, the price has to be, right? The cost has to be only 4,500. So out of 7,000 in my account, I had 7,000. Therefore, if I spend 4,500 in that AliExpress, the balance has to be 2,500. No? But when I was checking it, right? But when I was checking it, the balance was only 900. That means there has to be a fraud for the 1,600. Did you understand? From that, what I did was I got that aquarium item. Anyways, after that, that I didn't order or anything, that I closed that account. Even today, if I'm ordering from Daras, what I do is I choose the cash on delivery option, COD option, cash on delivery option. Because sometimes electronic cash, there can be electronic frauds. Am I clear? Another person can get your PIN number and he can do the transaction. Did you all understand? There can be frauds. There can be frauds. Incurring an extra cost. That is what I told you. You are using a credit card, you are getting this 200,000. But if you are unable to pay that 200,000 in that time period, we'll say 35 days, you have to incur a higher cost. Right? When you are getting your electronic card, you are happy. Right? When you are getting your credit card, you are happy. But later, right, when these problems happen only, right? When you are paying a very much penalty fee, the high interest rate only, inability to use for payments at certain shops, right? You go for Mudalali's card, right? After buying everything, Mudalali card ගහන්නකෝ. Can you give the card for Mudalali? He doesn't have that option. You can't use that everywhere. එතකොට තමයි මුදලාලි හොඳ වචන කියන්නේ, right? Then what will be the මුදලාලි's reaction? Right? If in the shop, he is running a small shop. Hamadama, you go and pay him the money. 100 rupees, 150, 200. Today, what you do is you get all the things and you give the credit card. Then what is the Mudalali's reaction? Right? What is the Mudalali's reaction? What he will do for you? What he will do for you? What he will do for you? Inability to use in every shops. His shop, that option is unavailable. That option is not there. Am I clear? That is one of the disadvantage. What he will do? He will give a good biryani. Yes. Am I clear? And also good language usage. He will use some good language. Right? With that, you will get a biryani also. Am I clear? Therefore, inability to use for payments at certain shops. Everywhere that you can't use, there is a limit. In Napico Super Center, in the food cities, and in certain places that you can use. But anyways, everywhere flexibly that you can't use. You go by a bus. You can't pay using the electronic cash. No, you must have money in your hand. You must have money in your hand. You will understand. Therefore, every time that you can't use, there is an inability to use for payments at certain shops. Inability to use for payments at certain shops. Am I clear? Therefore, these are the disadvantages. So with that, the banking services comes to an end. Did you all understand everything of these clearly? Can't exceed. If you are exceeding, you can get the permission from the bank you're in. Right? Check that we discussed. Right? And then we discussed about the savings deposits account, fixed deposits, current account. And with this, our banking services comes to an end, right? With this, our banking services comes to an end, which is the supporting services, right? Then with this, we are going to wind up the today's session, right? After the today's class, drop me a feedback of the today's session. And the other thing is, if you all want to join for our online classes, drop a message and get the details of business and accounting and history classes, right? And right, yeah, that's it. So with this, we are going to wind up because today I have put the class in recording also. I'll send it because with the climatic situation and all, most of the people, right, might not have joined to the class, right? Okay, with this, we are going to wind up. Then give me a small feedback through WhatsApp. Therefore, if you all are joining my class, see you all there. With this, we are going to wind up the today's session. And yes, thanks for joining.